Did you only test my mic?
What?
Did you only test my mic or am I good?
You already tested your mic.
I didn't test it, I just talked. Cool. What? Oh, thanks. Good morning.
Where's the treasure? Where's the treasury box?
It is in the mailroom.
Okay, we'll go over here. Yeah, 'cause I gotta put my plate in.
Yep.
We'll get coffee first, that's more important.
How many have taken one?
All the little kids
Cool.
and the one adult.
Welcome. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Fredericksburg. We are situated on the ancestral homeland of the Rappahannock and Potawatomi tribes, where enslaved peoples were forced to work the land. We acknowledge that this land holds many histories, great stories, and the blood of a people.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blowing away, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the spirits of connection. Blowing away, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Three in our hymnal. I invite you to join us standing if you're able. If not, just sing along as you're able. And let's sing that together. Spirit of life. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in my hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. Let's sing that one more time together. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. Thank you. You may be seated.
Good morning. Good morning and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Fredericksburg. My name is Roddy Bell Shelton Biggs. My pronouns are they and them. And this morning is our first intergenerational Sunday, meaning that things will be done a little bit different this morning. The order of service has been turned on its head, has been changed. It is okay. Children and youth will not be going to religious education this morning, so they are welcome to come into our playground, and there are some coloring pages, some blocks, some toys. Of course, adults are welcome to come up there as well. There's fidget toys in the back, and there are coloring pages all around. So welcome to UUFF.
Pronouns are he, him, and I will be your worship associate this morning. Here at the UUFF, we come together both in person and online as one community. We strive to nurture learning, inspire spiritual insights, create compassionate relationships, and lovingly transform ourselves and the world. Does everyone hear me? If you are joining us as a guest or first-time visitor in the building or online, we are glad you are here. Those in the building are invited to leave contact information at the welcome table in the foyer. For those joining us online, you are invited to visit the worship portal on our website at uufxbg.org and fill out a connection card. Whether in person or online, this will allow our ministers and staff to get in contact with you in a week to come. Everyone is invited to fill out a card about a personal, significant joy or concern that you would like shared during the service. For those in person, you may pick up and leave your card at the Joys and Concerns table in the foyer. For those joining us online, you are once again invited to visit our worship portal on our website and fill out our Joys and Concerns form. Our pastoral care team member collects the in-person cards to read during the service. For those online, your joys and concerns will be read during the next service. Please join us after the service for coffee and conversation. As we begin our service this morning, we do so by lighting a chalice as a symbol of our faith. Will you please join me in reading and following the hand motions? Now, I believe we're going to be doing this twice because the kids know the hand motions, but I think the adults need help.
And the kids may need a little bit of help as well, remembering them. So, as Ed said, we're going to go through our chalice lighting twice. The first time we'll be teaching the hand motions, and the second time we will be doing it together as we light our chalice. So when we say Unitarian, we will cup one hand. And when we say Universalist, we will cup the other. When we say this is the church of the open mind, we will touch our heads. When we say that this is the church of the helping hands, we will hold our palms out. And when we say this is the church of the loving hearts, we will cross our hands over our hearts. So let's do that again. Unitarian, Universalist, open mind, open heart palms, loving hearts.
We light this chalice to celebrate Unitarian Universalism. To this, the church of the open mind. This is the church of helping hands. This is the church of the loving heart. Together, we care for our earth and work for friendship and peace in our world.
So, good morning once again. Today, I have a story for you all. Now, this isn't our time for all ages, which will come later in the service, but a sacred wisdom story from one of our sources. Today, our sacred story is titled The Tale of Two Brothers, and is a story based on a widely thought to be Jewish tale found in the Tanakh. There may also be roots in Muslim and Hindu culture that predate this one, but today's sacred story is the Jewish one and connects with our Unitarian Universalist source of Jewish and Christian teachings, which call us to respond to God's love by loving our neighbor as ourselves. So once upon a time, in the land of Israel, there lived an old farmer. When he died, the farmer left the land to his sons. They divided the land evenly and built their houses on opposite ends. The younger brother soon married and had a family. The older brother did not marry and lived alone. Both brothers remained best of friends and often helped each other with their farms. One year the harvest came, and it was time to reap. Both brothers undertook the process of harvesting their crops. They bundled the stalks of grain, counted them, and took them to their respective barns to store. Later, they would take some more to the market to sell. After a long day's work, both brothers usually slept pretty well. Yet this night, the older brother lay awake. It's not right, he thought, that I should reap as much grain as my brother. He has a family to feed, and I only myself. He needs more to sell at the market so that he can buy and feed for his family. Making his mind up and set, he set to do the right thing. He dressed and slipped into the night into the barn. There he took as many sheaves as he could to carry them across the field to his brother's barn. Feeling better, he returned and went back to sleep. The younger brother also barely slept that night. He awoke, lay worrying. He too thought of his brother. It's not right, he thought, that I should reap as much grain as my brother. I have a family to help me and to care for me as I grow old, while he works alone. So saying this, he too arose, dressed, and went to his barn. Not long after his brother had gone back to sleep. There he took some loaves. He carried them and walked across the field to his brother's barn. Feeling better, he returned and went to bed. The next day, the two brothers went to their barns. They looked and looked again, and their grain was the exact amount that it had been the night before. Of course, they didn't say a word to each other. The two brothers simply worked in the field that day, not speaking of what had happened. The next night, they did the same thing, barely missing each other. And again, the next day, both brothers stood, counted in awe, as they were the exact same amount of grains as the night before. Again, they kept their thought to themselves. Then on the third night, both brothers rose late. The moon had gone down, and they went into their barns, again gathering as much as they could carry to head across the field to their brother's barn. It was so dark that they almost collided with one another. They both stopped and peered at one another. Then what they saw made them smile. They laughed and dropped the bundles and hugged one another for a long time. They promised one another that they would always be there to help each other. And right there in the field, they thanked God and each other for giving them such a generous brother. It is said that King Solomon, who was the ruler of that place, could understand the speech of animals. The animals told him of the two brothers and their tale of generosity. The king was so moved by what he heard that he decided to build a temple on the spot where the two brothers had met. the temple became the center of Jerusalem that stands there today.
Within the dawn, I find my grace in hues of blue, in orange blaze. The sun will shine and warm my face. I soften to this holy place. Amazing grace of earth and sky, the wonders of creation rise. The rustling leaves, the ocean wide. In nature's arms I will abide. The whisper through the forest leaves, the song of birds on wisp of trees. From every life a story springs. I open to this offering. Amazing grace of earth and sky, the wonders of creation rise. The rustling leaves, the ocean wide. In nature's arms I will abide. The seasons dance through changing tides. In nature's song my spirit hides. From endless fields to stars above, I find my soul inside this love. When evening comes, I gaze at night, the starry heaven, the moon's great light. I feel a love that's so divine, accepting me, accepting mine. Amazing grace of earth and sky, the wonders of creation rise. The rustling leaves, the ocean wide. In nature's arms I will abide. So love this world, this precious place, with every step, with each embrace. For in this love we find our way. Amazing grace for every day. Amazing grace of earth and sky, the wonders of creation rise. The rustling leaves, the ocean wide. In nature's arms I will abide. In nature's arms I will abide.
Thanks, David. And of course, what David failed to tell you all was that he wrote that song. And this was the first time it's ever been performed. So there we go. So I'm curious, in a show of hands, head nods, or other ways of signaling, and as you are willing and able, who here has had a moment in their life where somebody has offered you generosity? So pretty much everybody. Would anyone like to share one of these moments of generosity? Everyone raised their hand, so I know that somebody has one.
I'll be the first. Hi, I'm Marcia. My greatest generosity was the U congregation setting a meal train up for me, people checking on me. I hit my head and had a bunch of medical stuff happen in 2021. So that was my greatest generosity first thing that comes to mind.
Thanks, Masha.
My mother, who did not work outside the home while we were growing up, she went to work as my brothers and sister and I got to be college age, and she worked, and her entire paycheck went to our college education, so we never had to take loans.
Anyone else?
When I returned to college at 28, of course I was on the work-study program in California, going to a community college, and I went to the State University, and money was really tight. And this turns out that I was working to be a athletic trainer at the time, but I changed to become a nurse. But anyway, all of a sudden there was a grocery bag outside my house where I was having a room. Staying in a room, and I was quite surprised to see it filled with groceries, and it was really beneficial at that time because money was really, really tight.
I was going to and working for the Catholic Church in Edna, Texas at the time, and my parents were still in Canada. My father passed away, and we could not afford to go to the funeral, so the ladies of the church talked to Father Michael O'Shaughnessy, a very strict older priest who I worked for, and they said, can we please have a service for Sandy's dad? I still get choked up. Thank you.
I'm going to go here and then I'll come here.
Hi, this is in the days before credit cards. We were double dating at the top of the sixes, which is then notorious, but we'll skip that right now. And we had a really good time. In fact, we spent all our money. And so we had to get back to New Jersey, and we were indicating, we were trying to tell the cab driver that, give us your name and your medallion so we can send you the money. He said, just forget about it. I always remember that.
All right, last one.
I'm Linda, and I thought about when I was a teenage brat, about 17 years old. I was home from college. It may have been my birthday, and I was unwrapping presents, and I got this cassette tape. And I said, well, I can't use this. And then it turned out I had a whole stereo deck, and I just felt so undeserving and blessed. I started bawling about it because I was such a brat, and I knew I was, but they were so good to me anyway.
Thanks, everyone. So, generosity. Clearly, we've all had those moments, as, like I said, almost all of you raised your hand. And those that didn't, it's okay, for we know that you have had those moments of generosity as well. Generosity is a virtue that resonates deeply with our Unitarian Universalist principles. It's more than an act of giving. It is a state of spirit, a way of being in the world. And as we navigate the journey of life, we encounter countless experiences that have the potential to shape and mold our generous nature. As Unitarian Universalists, we are called to actively cultivate the generosity of spirits. And part of actively cultivating the generosity of our spirits means that we are both able to give and receive generosity. And when that happens, life transforms right before us as we care for one another, ourselves, and the earth. Now, Brené Brown, a researcher, storyteller, and currently enraged Texan, her words, not mine, who has spent the last 2 decades studying courage, vulnerability, shame, and empathy, names that until we can receive with an open heart, we can never really give with an open heart. When we attach judgment to receiving help, we knowingly or unknowingly attach judgment to giving help. In our culture, we have become to equate success with not needing anyone. Many of us are willing to extend a helping hand, but we are very reluctant to reach out for help when we need it ourselves. It is as if we have divided the world into those who offer help and those who need help, when the truth is, we are both. To be both those who offer help and those who need help, as Brené Brown names, is what our Unitarian Universalist faith calls us towards and allows us to claim, hopefully with an open heart, and hopefully without judgment or shame. Yet we know the truth is that we sometimes do have judgment and shame, that sometimes we don't accept the help when someone offers it because of that judgment and shame. And let's face it, sometimes when we offer help, I know sometimes when I offer help, there's some judgment there. Why couldn't they, whatever? It's a human emotion. It's a human response. But our Unitarian Universalist faith invites us to offer the help, to receive the help without that judgment or shame. It's an aspiration and something that I am personally working towards. So a few minutes ago, we heard stories, your stories, of a priest doing something that no other person would, inviting a memorial service for a loved one. We heard of food showing up on a doorstep at the very moment that it was needed. We heard of generosity of this community when a traumatic injury had occurred, and the outpour of love and support. So we've all had these moments in life, both of receiving generosity and of giving generosity. Moments like that can be found in a story that we heard earlier, which I'll get to in just a moment. But before then, we need to talk about action on behalf of life. In her book, Braiding Sweetgrass, Robin Wall Kimmerer writes, "Action on behalf of life transforms because the relationship between self and the world is reciprocal. It is not a question of first getting enlightened or saved and then acting. As we work to heal the earth heals us and our relationships with it and one another." So in our sacred story this morning, the story of two brothers, both brothers practiced an honorable harvest. An honorable harvest, as Robin Wall Kimmerer reminds us, is to take and use and share while meaningfully honoring the indigenous legacies that teach us how to commune with the earth. So the brothers took what they thought they needed and left the rest. And when they thought that they had more than their fair share, they each unknowingly gave part to their other brother in an act of reciprocity and care. In doing so, these two brothers actively cultivated the generosity of spirit. They cared for one another and the earth, and life transformed right before them as the animals heard of their generosity and spoke with King Solomon, who built a temple in the spot where the brothers had met that became the center of Jerusalem. So, sounds great, right? But how do we cultivate and nourish a transformative spirit of generosity in the midst of life's journey, in times when maybe we don't want to be generous, in times when we need to receive that generosity, but are the person that refuses to ask for it and doesn't accept it when it shows up on our doorstep? How do we practice an honorable harvest so that our lives transform the generosity of spirit? We can practice mindfulness in the hustle and bustle of life. It's easy to lose sight of the present moment. Mindfulness and mindfulness practice can teach us to learn how to be fully present in the richness of experience, and can help us cultivate a spirit of gratitude and generosity. We can embrace vulnerability. Life presents itself with challenges that require courage and vulnerability. Embracing our vulnerability, sharing our stories like the ones you shared a moment ago, help open the doors to empathy and allows each of us to connect with each other in a deep, meaningful, authentic way. We can seek wisdom, lifelong learning as a central tenet of our faith. As we seek wisdom from various sources, we expand our perspectives and deepen our understandings of the interconnectedness of life. And we can act with intention. Every action, no matter how small, has the potential to ripple throughout the fabric of existence. Acting with intention means aligning our actions with our values and the impact that it can have on the world around us. So, beloveds, this month we've been looking at generosity. In a few days, as winter rolls around, as December comes, as winter holidays emerge, as the nights grow colder, there are plenty of ways to practice generosity, to extend a helping hand, and to be the person who may need to reach out and say, you know what? I don't have the money to feed my family this year. Can someone buy me a ham? And I bet you somebody in Fredericksburg will. So, beloveds, continue practicing and cultivating the spirit of generosity. And let's be amazed as life transforms right before us. May it be so. Ashe. Amen.
You help us nurture learning, inspire spiritual insights, and lovingly transform our community and the world. For those gathered in person, greeters will be coming around with a basket for donations. All are also invited to donate via text message to the number 844-963-2785. This number will also appear on your screen. Or you may visit our website at ufxbg.org/giving. Our offertory will now be gratefully received.
Miss my old friend, I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seat while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes were met by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more, people talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that voices never shared. No one dared disturb the sound of silence. Who said you do not know? Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my arms that I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops, fell and echoed in the wells of silence. So bow and pray to the neon God they made, in the sunlight that it's morning, in the words that it was forming, and the sign said the words on the brothers are written on the subway walls and tenement halls, and whispered in the sounds of silence.
Generosity and caring for the world of which we are a part.
Take a deep breath. Settle in to the chair, to the couch, maybe to the bed you find yourself in this morning. Feel the generosity of spirit that surrounds you in this place, in this moment, in this day. There are moments in life that generosity is always present. Whether it's the moments that we are the ones offering the generosity, or in the moments we are the ones receiving it. In these moments of silence, think about, call to memory, reflect, or ask yourself, where are those moments you have received generosity? Where are those moments you have given generosity? Where are those moments you may still need to receive generosity? As life transforms generosity and the spirit of generosity right before us, may we continue to transform life and cultivate that spirit of generosity as we practice not only an honorable harvest, but as we practice true generosity, authentic connection, and love as we transform our world and the world around us. If you close your eyes, I invite you to return to this moment when you're ready.
Good morning. I'm Jackie Arthur. Can you hear me? Oh, good. Okay. I'm Jackie Arthur, and I'm a member of the pastoral care team. We provide a ministry of hope and caring so that no member or friend of the fellowship needs to suffer or struggle alone through life's hard times. I have some concerns, and I have a joy today. Adrian will be having surgery on Tuesday. This is from Ed and Adrian. She will be out of commission for a while. After that, please send your prayers and thoughts for her. This is from Joanna Berger. My family has been sick for the past week with a nasty respiratory virus. Tests for COVID, strep, and flu were all negative. Joe is finally better. I am getting better, but little Ceridwen, I'm sorry, I'm not very good at pronouncing, Ceridwen, anyway, is still very congested. We would appreciate healing thoughts, prayers, and spells. This is from Jackie White. Please keep my friend Chris and her family in your thoughts as she is sick and going through major financial hardships. This is from me. A dear friend of mine, a septuagenarian, my age group, she is in dire need of one bedroom with a bath and a home or an apartment at approximately $1,100 a month. She has no one. And so it'd be nice if anyone knows of anybody who has availability of a house, of a room in a home with a bath or maybe an apartment at $1,100 a month. Please let me know. And we have a joy from Reverend Doug. For Paula Barnes. Paula Barnes had surgery to remove her gallbladder. Everything went well, and she is resting and healing. She expects to be released from the hospital by Tuesday. Let's take a few moments to quietly be present with all the joys and concerns, spoken and unspoken, of this community.
Yeah, and the wind is talking. Yeah, for the very first time. With a melody that pulls you towards it, painting pictures of paradise, saying, rise up to the light in the sky, yeah. Watch the light lift your heart up. Yeah, and the wind is talking. Yeah, for the very first time. With a melody that pulls you towards it, painting pictures of paradise, saying, rise up to the light in the sky, yeah. Watch the light lift your heart up, burn your flame through the night. Oh, Spirit, watch the heavens open. Yeah, Spirit, can't you hear it call? Yeah, 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 and the water's crashing, trying to keep your head up high. While you're trembling, that's when the magic happens, and the stars gather by your side, saying, rise up to the light in the sky, yeah. Let the light lift your heart up, burn your flame through the night. Oh, Spirit, watch the heavens open. Yeah, Spirit, can't you hear it call? Yeah, your destiny is coming close. Stand up and fight. So go into a far-off land and be one with the great I am. Oh, the great. Whoa, Spirit, watch the heavens open. Yeah, Spirit, can't you hear it call? Yeah, Spirit, watch the heavens open. Yeah, Spirit, can you hear it call? Yeah, your destiny is coming close. Stand up and fight. So go into a far-off land and be one with the great I am.
I'd like to invite the youth and children of all ages to come on up for a time for all ages for a story. And I'm going to borrow this so I can get back up after I sit down and read. So come on up. Now's your time. Come on. All right. You can come on up on this rug. I'll back up and give everybody room. Hello, I'm so glad you're coming. That's awesome. Good job. That was brave. All right, so we are going to read a story today. It's called Just Help, and it's by Sonia Sotomayor, which some of us may know. So this is about her when she was a little girl. Each day when Sonia woke up, her mother asked her a question. How will you help today? Mommy was a nurse who helped people at the hospital every day. Sonia wanted to help too. So each morning, Sonia set about to have a good answer for Mammy's questions. One morning, Sonia knew just how she was going to help that day. She filled 2 shopping bags with candy bars, warm socks, nice soaps, sunglasses, pens, and notepads. When Sonia boarded the school bus, the driver helped her carry her bags up the steps. "What's all this?" she asked Sonia. "We're sending care packages to American soldiers overseas." That sounds helpful, doesn't it? Yeah. When Sonia got on the bus, not one seat was free. She did not know what to do. Then Booker and Sky waved to her. "You can sit with us," they said, squeezing together to make room for Sonia. "Thank you," Sonia said. At school, Booker, Sky, and Sonia emptied their bags onto a table in the gym. Many kids had shown up to help. There's a lot of kids there. Yeah, that looks fun, huh? For this service project, the kids sorted and packed treats in the boxes that postal workers would pick up later in the day. Kylie was extra happy to help. Her mom was a soldier in the army, stationed far away. Kylie missed her every day, but it made her smile to think of her mom opening one of the care packages. That's so nice that her mom is going to get one. Brooklyn loved underwater animals. She was upset to learn that plastic bags humans dumped into the oceans made sea turtles sick. When she read about a worldwide campaign to save the sea turtles, Brooklyn joined in to help. She started a recycling program at school just for plastic bags. After the service project in the gym, she had a lot more bags to add to the new recycling bins. So everyone's helping take care of each other, just like what we're talking about today. After school, Gabriella and her brother Lucas went to the playground. There was trash everywhere. Gabriella thought about the recycling bins. "Let's make today a park cleanup day," Gabriella suggested to the other kids. They all agreed to help. Afterwards, Lucas took a piece of chalk and wrote in big letters on the ground, "Keep our park clean. Please do not litter." Do not litter. When Jasper got home, he saw that his room was a mess, just like the park had been. As he cleaned up, he found brand new toys that he had never used. Jasper decided to donate them to the Children's Hospital. Jasper remembered that when he was a patient there, he always felt better when the nurse brought him to the playroom. He wanted to help kids who were there now. He brought the new toys next door to Maya because her dad worked as a janitor at the hospital and he could take the toys to the playroom. New toys for playroom sound good. Jasper's kindness reminded Maya that she had something special to give away too. She picked out her favorite shirt from her clothes drawer. Maya loved it, but she knew someone would love it even more, especially today, her friend Simone. Simone stood on the street corner with her dad and her brother Miles. It was election day, and they were campaigning for their favorite candidate for city council, who promised to build more schools in the playground. When Maya gave Simone the shirt, Simone was thrilled. "It's just like a sparkly American flag, thank you," Simone said, and put it on over the shirt she was already wearing. Simone and Miles were handing out flyers to everyone who passed by, including Samir and his mom. "Mommy, it's election day. Did you vote yet?" Samir asked. "No, I forgot," his mom said. "Well, let's go vote," Samir said. "My teacher said your vote is your voice in the community." Samir wanted his mom to use it. The voting booths were all set up in the senior center as Samir and his mom waited to vote. They saw Kunal pushing John in a wheelchair. Kunal was there to help John vote. John lived alone, and twice a week, Kunal spent the afternoon at the senior center, visiting John and sharing snacks. "Promise me when you're 18 you will vote," John said, as he stuck his "I voted" sticker on Kunal's shirt. "When I was young, I was part of a great struggle to get the right to vote. Now I never missed a chance." "I promise," Kunal said. Later that evening, Sonia climbed into bed, and her mother asked her, "Sonia, how did you help today?" Sonia thought about the service project for the soldiers, recycling the bags, cleaning up the playground, and voting. But she also remembered the bus driver who brought her to school safely, the postal workers who delivered the packages to the soldiers, the poll workers who helped voters, and her friends who helped in big ways and smalls. We all helped each other today, Sonia said. Your friends, do you help each other ever? Yeah? That's really great. I saw you two helping each other. Yeah. That's kind. You love the kitties. And the kitties like to be played with too, right? Yeah. Awesome. So we're all going to go back to our down. And what? Awesome. All right. Come on down, guys.
All right, our closing hymn is 398. I invite you to join me standing if you're able, and join me singing along. This is a nice little poem by William Blake. To see the world in a grain of sand and a heaven in a wildflower. Hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. To see the world in a grain of sand and heaven in a wildfire. Hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. Let's try that again. To see
Dear ones, as you leave this space, you do so with the love of this community around you. As you leave this space, you do so on your way to cultivating a spirit of generosity that transforms life right before us. Be the ones who receive and who give help. Be the ones who do so without shame, judgment, or guilt.
Please join me in reading in unison our words for extinguishing the chalice found on the screen. We extinguish this chalice, but not the light of love and service. May it be a catalyst for spiritual growth and social justice as we carry it outside these walls to the world we live in until we are together again. Go in peace, serve the world, return again in love.